Let's call him Ken. Just now, Ken filled a kettle to make himself a cup of tea, but he made two mistakes. Firstly, even though he was only making a cup of tea for himself, he filled the kettle over halfway, meaning the kettle would have to boil for a minute longer than strictly necessary, and thereby use up more electricity than needed.
Ken's second mistake was that after he overfilled the kettle, he left the tap running.
Goodness knows how many will go thirsty because of Ken's little kitchen sink misdemeanor.
Meanwhile, in another part of Britain, Wendy is feeling uneasy too.
Half an hour ago, Wendy's phone rang. She was so thrilled when it was her grandson calling up for a chat before he went to bed that she talked merrily away to him, asking him about his day at nursery, making him giggle by talking in a silly voice, even reading him a bedtime story, but forgetting that she'd left the telly on.
But after what of precious, dwindling resources?
Tut-tut, Wendy.
And then there's Graham. You think Wendy and Ken messed up?
Graham drove his son to school.
Even though it's only a 20-minute walk.
But Graham hadn't finished there.
Oh no!
It was that night when he got home from work. Graham, tired after a long day, called up to his son, happily playing away up there on his Xbox. "You all right up there, Jake?" he says. "Yes, Dad," says Jake.
So, because Jake is perfectly happy up there, zapping terrorists on his console, Graham, instead of rushing upstairs to engage in some one-to-one quality time with his son, just slumps down in front of the One Show. Or maybe Gillette Soccer Special.
And then, a bit later, when Jake calls down, "When are we having tea, Dad?" instead of chopping up courgettes and peppers and aubergines and knocking up a good healthy stir-fry.
Graham says, "You okay with pizza, Jake?" And Jake says, "Yes, Dad."
And then 12 to 40 minutes later, depending on the individual oven, they're sitting down together to watch The Simpsons, or I'm a Celebrity, or maybe even Holby.
And yes,
Graham, like Ken,
And like Wendy, is feeling
uneasy, like he's
done something.
wrong.
that he could have been.
A better dad tonight.
And isn't that what we've become? A nation of people who think we're doing something wrong.
Hello, I'm John.
I'm Kate.
And I'm Alan.
And we're all part of Backlash! Backlash!
You've done nothing wrong.
Do you feel like you're doing things wrong?
Well, it wouldn't be surprising, would it, Kate? You're bound to be feeling a bit guilty, aren't you? I mean, hey, did you recycle all those plastic bottles last week?
Is that coffee fair trade?
And when was the last time you read to your little ones? You know what, John? Our government gets a lot of stick for all the mess they make, but there's one thing they're really good at.
And what's that, Kate?
Making us feel bad.
Backlash. We'll make Britain feel good again.
Yeah. So, those trainers you're wearing, where did they come from? Was the worker who made them on a living wage? How old was the worker who made your trainers? You don't care, do you? You know what? Neither do I.
See this? It's a picture of 19th century mill workers, some of them children, toiling in a cotton mill. Just look at them for a minute. Some of them would commonly work a 16-hour day, but maybe only a few shillings.
To produce garments like the fine shirt worn by this gentleman here.
Now, when that guy bought that shirt from a merchant somewhere in 19th century England, do you suppose that he looked at the merchant and inquired,
"Excuse me, is this shirt fair trade?"
and then, when the merchant replied,
I have the faintest idea what you're talking about.
do you think the gentleman puffed?
Well, you can shove your shirt, soiled in the sweat of Lancastrian child labour. I'm off to find an outlet which doesn't turn a blind eye to oppression and exploitation.
Do you think he did? Me neither.
Why do you think he didn't, Al?
Well, maybe, Kate, it was because there was no such thing as fair trade then.
No such thing as fair trade?
No.
How did people make decisions about what was appropriate for them to buy?
Well,
Hang on. Maybe they just, bought what they wanted and... To hell with the process of exploitation that brought that item onto the shelves! Oh!
No, but that's awful! People must have been so horrible then!
yeah, so selfish.
Yeah, to not even think about how a product was manufactured, under what conditions the labourers worked to make it!
Yeah, we're joshing.
Of course we are. Because back then, people simply weren't ready for fair trade. Particularly not a concept of fair trade brought to them by well-meaning people from the outside.
No, what they did to combat their exploitation and their arduous lives was to begin to build their own ways of improving their lives, their pay, and conditions. And so was born the Chartist movement, the trade unions, and even the Labour Party.
Yeah. In other words, the working people of Great Britain changed their lives for the better by a gradual, determined, and organic, see what I did there, process which they developed themselves.
No one from Amnesty International
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a super do-gooder.
came to our country to tell us that we were being terribly exploited, but don't worry, help is at hand. No, the oppressed people of Great Britain did things for themselves.
And gradually, over 100 years or so, they made things fair, and not a fair trade sticker in sight.
So, what can we learn from this?
It's simple. The big lesson for all of us from the struggle of the British working class is that human rights need to be earned, strived for, and not handed out like confetti or benefits on a Sunderland council estate.
Yeah, a lesson that's sadly being lost on today's workers in Pakistan, China, yada yada yada. Oh, don't worry, no need for you to build a Chartist movement, or a guild, or a trade union. No, just sit back and wait for us to stop all the nastiness for you by only letting shoppers buy trainers from nice people.
Backlash! We don't care what you wear.
Backlash! Global brand, fine by us.
Backlash! Buy what makes you happy, not what ticks their boxes.
How you doing? Hopefully a little better than when this election broadcast began.
Yeah, but it's tough.
Yeah, John's right. After all, guys, fair trade's only the beginning.
They have so many ways of making you feel that you're just not trying hard enough to be good.
Not only do they make you feel bad about what you buy,
They want you to feel terrible about where you buy it.
not a supermarket. Can't go in one of those. No. You've got to go from shop to shop, chatting to people, getting to know the local butcher. Sorry, did I say butcher? I meant greengrocer, or newsagent, or whole food cooperative, or librarian. Because no one goes to the library anymore. No. For the same reason that no one builds a house with an outside loo anymore. They're obsolete. No one this, no one that. No one listens to classical music anymore. No one reads anymore. No one watches county cricket anymore. No one mends things anymore. No one goes to the pub anymore. No one writes letters anymore. No one plays with their kids anymore. And no one visits their elderly relatives anymore. No one. Well, maybe it's because we've got better things to do. Like broaden our perspectives by watching multi-channel television, surf the net, catch up with old friends on social networking sites, having fun, stopping angsting for a while.
But how can I stop angsting when Tesco are taking over everything? Nasty Tesco with their warm, comfortable, well-designed stores and their huge range of produce and their cut-price deals and, oh, you can even buy your paper there.
No, John, that's wrong. No, I want to buy my paper from my local newsagent. Yeah, you know, Ted, the newsagent who I've got to know over the years. Morning, Ted. Morning, Jack. Bit of a breeze out there today, eh? Ooh, aye, there is. That wind cuts right through you. The mirror, as usual, is it, Jack? Ooh, yes, please, Ted. Oh, terrible about all these MPs and their plasma TVs and their moats on expenses, isn't it? Oh, it is. But you know, it's made all the more palatable by the fact that I have the opportunity to exchange banalities about it with you, Ted. Oh, absolutely. Our lives would lose all meaning and purpose but for these brief yet sustaining interactions of a morning. Ooh, almost forgot. Can I have 10 Park Drive and a packet of toffos? Oh, and a quarter of bonbons from one of those gargantuan sweet jars on the high shelf behind you, if you don't mind, Ted. Oh, isn't this just paradise? An ordinary shop with a human being who I can talk to. So much more happiness-inducing than those horrible, soulless, faceless, Orwellian infernos they call supermarkets! That'll be 4 and 6, please. Ooh, 4 and 6? That's out of date, isn't it? Aye, like us, Jack.
Backlash for an up-to-date Britain.
Backlash for the life you want and not the life they think you should live.
Backlash. You don't have to give your kids attention. If they wanted to play with you, well, why'd they been on Facebook all evening?
Backlash. Too much love, and a child gets up himself.
Backlash. And yeah, fizzy drinks are full of energy.
Backlash. There's a reason you don't talk to your neighbours.
Backlash. Why bother spending time interacting with other members of your local community when you can be sat at home watching repeats of Silent Witness in high definition?
So, on May 6th, you faced an important choice. At Backlash, we're committed to giving you, the British voter, a guilt-trip-free existence. At Backlash, we won't make you agonise every time you leave your tap running, your TV on standby, or when you take your summer holiday in Menorca instead of Morecambe, or Lesbos, not Lowestoft.
So on May the 6th, vote Backlash and start putting the fun back into Britain.
And yes, you can wear your night trainers to vote too.
Thank you for watching. May the backlash begin.
Backlash. No human or animal rights were respected during the making of this program.